Hello, welcome to Operation Ice Pick. My name is Wes Otis. I am here to find out what you're here to find out. Whether or not these agents in this Delta Green game are going to survive tonight. It's really up in the air. And that is a God of Air joke because Pazuzu was the God of Air. So, let's see who all these wonderful people are. I'm going to start with the person shaking their head at me, which is Janine.
Hi, I'm Janine, also known as Blips and Trits, and that was a terrible dad joke. Tonight I will be playing Agent Clemson, and just we're all in the same boat, trying not to die.
Very true. Michelle?
Death by Pazuzu.
Death by Pazuzu.
It's better than Death by Pazuki, I guess, but
not as good as Death by Snoo Snoo though.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
Death by Snoo Snoo.
The flesh is
way to go.
The mind is willing, but the flesh is bruised and
Spongy. All right. With that, I'm Michelle, and and I am playing Agent Marsh, who is the one who accidentally released Pazuzu.
Well, if everybody
Team
dies,
effort.
no one can give you a hard time about it.
True.
All right, Chrissy.
Hi, I'm Chrissy Ann Keller, and I am playing Agent Gilmore, resident dumbass, only she's the only one that's been making not bad decisions the last 2 sessions. So that's where we're at now.
Oh, have the mighty fallen. Candace.
Hi, it's Candace. My pronouns are they, she, and I am playing Agent Maya Nilsson. She, they, a very business obsessed, kiss-assy, but also potentially fucked up by aliens. Hopefully we'll be fine and we'll like ace all of our resolve checks tonight and like nothing bad will happen to us because but also Maya was tempted by alien knowledge, and I don't know how that's going to turn out.
Tempted by an alien lover.
That's exactly what it is.
So wait, which alien lover though, Prince or Bowie?
Oh, happy birthday to Bowie.
Hashtag
Actually.
kinky, both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say why choose?
Why are we limiting ourselves?
Yeah,
Sorry.
why choose one?
They would be mad at anyone making someone
Agree.
choose. So
Agree.
Exactly.
They'd understand.
2016 was a shit year. All right, so last time we got together, our intrepid agents were at a airport base, like a military base in the Middle East on their way up to London when something horrible happened. A huge creature appeared, basically signifying that the cult knew where they were. And this huge thing started walking towards the base. And luckily, Agent Clem was able to get everybody to the plane, and they flew off without actually being killed. And they made their way to the British Museum to find what is written on the statue of Pazuzu. When they got there, they decided to go in as cleaning crew.
Grad students.
Was it grad students?
Cleaning crew of
Grad students,
grad
yeah.
students.
Yeah, it kind of went off the rails really quick. Like they walked up and they started talking to people and then immediately changed their whole, they're like, it was like, Hidden Boss or whatever that show is. Like, look, I'm not really a janitor. I'm a grad student. I don't know what the fuck happened. It just kind of went sideways. And so they went in and they saw this ring of people around the statue of Pazuzu. One guy was reading off what was on the back and writing it down. And Agent Clem, being the monster drink crypto bro we all sort of deal with, decided to shoot first and ask questions later. And hit the cultist who was writing everything down in the head. Guy drops to the ground and everything kind of, went haywire. Bullets started to fly. And then Agent Marsh decided to try to be a quarterback and threw a grenade. I think 2 grenades were thrown, right? I think the first one you rolled like a 92 on or some horrible It like you threw it and it like bounced a couple of feet away from you and you had to jump behind something.
Yeah, I didn't throw the first one.
That was my thermite.
That was your thermite. And then the second one hit the statue and exploded, cracking it open. And these two hands pulled the statue apart, and there on the podium stood the ancient god of, I don't know, I think it's just wind and like evil or something. But Pazuzu
Sounds like a god of farts to me.
sounds like a god of farts to you. So that
Evil
is where
wind.
we left it off last week. And we would start there, but I'm not going to do that. 5 years ago. I know. 5 years ago, Agent Clem, it is morning, and you hear someone say in your ear as they're kind of pushing on you a little bit, honey, wake up. We have to get ready to go.
Oh, where? Late night.
We promised her we'd take her to the park, and now she's up.
Well, we can go to the breakfast, coffee,
Okay,
all these other things that usually precede.
I've got food coming. Just get up. Start getting ready, honey.
All right. Well, let's get started, I guess.
So you get ready and you kind of stumble out, and your wife is serving up some pancakes and juice and whatever, and your daughter, who at this time is probably like 5 or 4, is waiting impatiently because today is going to be the best day ever, where you go to the park and you might go to the store and there might be some cool things to look at, and she is just all over you when you walk into the door. Dad, 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 Dad.
Well, good morning, sweetheart. I give her a kiss on the forehead as I grab my morning coffee. That is mandatory.
First, after we go to the park, then I'd like to go to the mall, and I want to go to like the Tokyo store or something like that. I want to see if they've got any new plushies. And then
whatever you want to do today, we'll do that.
Oh, that's okay. Your wife gives you a side eye as if you just gave her a grenade, a thermite grenade. And you all have a really nice breakfast, and you make it to the park and you push her on the swings, and you have a pretty awesome day. Pretty good memory. All right. So now we're going to switch over to Agent Marsh. You're in the FBI building. This is 5 years ago, right before you retire. And the one of the other agents comes in and goes, there's a problem.
What is it?
Well, your husband's outside pacing back and forth in front of the building, and he just seems very agitated.
Okay. All right, I'll go check on him. And I go outside.
You get outside and you see right away that he is very flustered and very upset. And he looks at you and goes, "What are you doing out here? I've got this covered."
What do you have covered? Why are you upset?
If you're going to work for this global conspiracy weaving, whatever the fuck this is, then I'm going to be here to make sure nothing happens.
So you're guarding me against the place I work?
You've read the same documents I have. You know what's going on. These fuckers don't have your best. Look, why do you have to work here? You know there's other places to go.
This is my career. I've dedicated a lot to this.
Yeah, but your eyes have to be open. I mean, don't you want to believe?
It's not that. It's just that, I mean, why are you freaking out all of a sudden? I mean, I've been working for them for a very long time. You knew this. You knew this when we got married.
I just didn't know how hard it was to be married to somebody in law enforcement. It's too much stress. You could get in trouble at any time. I don't want you to lose yourself.
Okay. I get that. And I mean, it's not like I was hiding anything when we got married.
I know, but since we got married, I found out more stuff about the government, and it's all crap. It's all a terrible cesspool of corruption and evil. And you're in the middle of it. This is like the vortex of hell.
I can't talk about this right now. I just can't.
That's fine. I'll just be here until you get done.
You're kind of freaking some people out.
It's because they want to keep me from protecting you.
Why don't you go get some lunch? Hang out at that place we always go to. That I
Lenny's?
can't think of. Yes. Go hang out at Lenny's. It's within, you can see the building from Lenny's, and I'll meet you there when I'm done with work, okay?
Okay. All right, just be careful.
I always am.
And he gives you a kiss on the cheek, and that's not such a good memory. Agent Gilmore.
You do not perceive me.
Oh, I perceive. 5 years ago. When did you enter? So you were an agent for Delta Green, and I forget, did you have a supernatural experience when you entered?
I think she just saw some stuff online that she wasn't supposed to. She went on.
She hacked into where she wasn't supposed to. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're not going to do that. I just wanted to remember what your background was. So you're working and your dad gives you a call. Hey, Peanut.
Hi, Papa.
So this weekend is the Super Bowl. And of course, your mother is driving me nuts with all of the different things that need to get done. And what I really need you to do, if you have time, during the Super Bowl or anytime this weekend, just come and get her for like 2 hours. That's all I need.
Dad.
Look, your brother's like not here, and I know she loves you. She's just a lot.
Yeah, that's why I'm so hesitant to do this. Okay. Maybe I can take her. I could use a massage. I'll take her for a spa day.
Look, I'll give you the money for it, okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
So you hang up, and yeah, that was a pretty good memory of your dad. All right, Nielsen.
I hope you can't hear those alarms.
Can
you?
No, I can't. Do you have alarms going on behind you?
Yeah, there's like wicked alarms everywhere outside.
Oh,
my apartment. I don't
no.
know why. I'm fine. But
Well, that's what you get for living next to Mordor. All right.
all of Florida is Mordor.
Exactly. All of Florida is Mordor.
The
Except for
whole
the
thing.
fact that, is there even a mountain in Florida?
Not one.
Not
No.
one. So that would be quite shocking. The all-seeing eye.
The highest point
sense.
in Florida takes like 10 minutes to walk up.
Yep.
It's a landmark. Anyway,
Yeah.
But you could put the eye on that. Or you could put the eye on the little Key West thing that says 0.
the eye's like, I can't see shit.
That's funny. Well, you are in your, it's late at night. You've worked another like 13-hour shift going over all of this different things for your agency. And I'm going to put you on the spot. What is the name of your partner?
Like a romantic partner or
Yep.
a work partner?
A romantic partner.
Ooh. Gemma.
Gemma sees you walk through the door. Her arms are kind of crossed. You smell the remnants of dinner.
Hey, babe. This is it smells really good. Had a really long day. Ran like 7 miles. So I'm really hungry. Thank you so much for this. I recognize I am late again, but I was working really hard. So
Yep. Well, I spent the day working as well. I got off early enough to cook for us. And my mom passed. I just found out. and I don't know how to quite deal with it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I immediately go to her and try to give her a hug.
She hugs you back.
What can I do? Can I get you a beer? Can I take you out? Can I give you a foot rub? Like, I'm so sorry.
I don't know. I mean, I had such a complicated relationship with my mom that I'm not sure if I want a beer, if I want to cry. It's a weird mixture, you know?
Both.
Yeah. Both. Maybe that would work. Anyway, I had a question. Are you happy? I mean, we've been together for almost a year now, and you're very focused on your work. And with my mom passing, I'm realizing that at some point I may want a family, and I don't want to waste our time if you're not on that kind of path in your life, you know?
Oh, I mean, there's plenty of time for a family. I mean, I'm young, you're young. We got, I got at least, 12, 13 good years of service in me before, you can think about settling down. We can freeze our eggs if you want. We can adopt. There's time for that.
So you do want a family?
Eventually, yeah, definitely.
Just down the road.
Well, I mean, I'm driven. My career is important to me. I have goals. I know you have goals. That's what we like about each other, right? Like we're go-getters. We go get.
Let's go have that beer and we can talk about it later. Not a great memory. All right. Go ahead.
Nilsson is like, I've never dated again.
That was kind of my thought.
Yeah. Never.
Like, yeah, that's always a hard conversation.
Yikes.
So present day. That was a little flashback for everyone. The statue
piece of our lives flashing before our eyes.
Yeah, exactly. So the statue breaks open. Pazuzu shows up on top of this mantelpiece. He is surrounded by several cultists who are all flipping the fuck out. You all are actually not as close. You're probably, if you were to think of zones, the cultists are like close. You all are probably medium. You're like a zone away from being right there. You have a choice right now. The cat is out of the bag. You're not quite sure how to deal with this. Do you try to subdue it somehow, or do you run? And I think the first thing before we do any of that is we should definitely do resolve checks for everybody.
18.
81.
83.
Oof. Janine?
Woo, 10.
All right. Whoops. This might hurt a lot.
Oh.
Just a
Janine,
little pinch.
You're so lucky. Janine, Clem takes 3.
Oh, I still take.
Clem-
Oh, I thought you
No.
failed. I'm sorry.
No, it's
Michelle
10.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Michelle, you take 3, and then Chrissy was our other fail with the 81. Okay. You two take 3. Not gonna use that die anymore. What fun are you? Anyway.
Okay.
So you all, have this brief moment of holy shit. All of you need to decide as a team what you're gonna do. You have been trained in dealing with certain things, like anything that's corporeal that you can shoot. If it bleeds, you can kill it. But whether or not you can deal with a former wind god is another thing. So it's either run or stay. It's up to you all.
I see that thing break out of the stone, and I immediately start booking it for the door. Like I pick up whoever is next to me, and as we're leaving, I'm going to attempt to like just throw everything and we've got at it.
Yeah, just throwing stuff behind you, thermite.
Oh no,
whatever.
Like shooting as I run, and I'm going to use that other thermite. I'm going to try and contain it.
Okay. What about you, Marsh? What's your opinion on the situation?
Besides shit. I think I would probably see Clem running and my brain would go, yeah, we gotta go. and I would start running too. And if like anyone was near me, I'd grab them on my way out.
So, real quick, we don't have a envelope of fate because Dork Lord Canada had asked me about a specific thing that might happen. So if we hit 50, we'll unlock Dork Lord Canada's idea. So there we go. So Marsh, say again real quick what you're doing.
Cursing profusely and running.
Okay. And Chrissy, what are you doing? What is Gilmore doing?
She's frozen solid.
So you freeze.
Fuck. What did you do? Marsh, what did you do?
Am I within reach of her?
I will say yes.
Okay, I just grab her arm and just start dragging her towards the door.
Okay, cool.
What did you mean for that to happen?
I did a run, Gilmore. I did a run. That means run. Run now.
Okay.
Run.
And as they're all like leading the way out, I'm going to be the last one out, even though I was the first one to run.
Well, let's find out what Nielsen is doing.
Oh, sorry.
Nielsen was in the shadows, like away from all of this. I feel like she would immediately try to see if there was anyone to salvage to be able to like talk to them. Whether that's like, I mean, like obviously we have to get out of there, but try to like pull somebody out, like one survivor. Yeah.
Okay, let's do. And thank you, Bowman, for hitting that $50. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bowman.
We really appreciate the support. We definitely do. So let me take a look at what I'm thinking. I think this would be a stealth roll. You're going to stealth up, try to avoid the notice of Pazuzu, and then get the hell out.
That is a 30.
Okay. Ooh. So you get up to a cultist.
Sorry, it's a 30 under 51.
Okay. Well, I figured the way you said it sounded confident. So.
Okay.
So you run up, you get to a cultist that isn't dead. And when you get close to Pazuzu, there's all this wind whipping around and just the feeling of awesome ancient power kind of in the room. What are you going to do? Are you going to try and move them away, or are you going to ask them a question?
Try and move one of them away, not a bunch. Like, they don't all have to survive.
All right. So you move one of them away. And Clem, you're noticing this. You're seeing all this happen. Why Agent Marsh and Gilmore beat feet and are gone.
All right. Well, if you're going to take that one, you better hurry up.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm doing my best, and I'm trying to kind of like hold on to him. Like I recognize like this is like a dash type of situation, so I'm trying to be quick and like just kind of haul him along if I can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or them along if I can. I don't know who I'm getting, but
yeah.
Okay.
Criminal, obviously a man.
Wow.
Ladies only do sexy crimes.
Exactly. This is not sexy. This stone worshipping bullshit. Mm-mm.
It's true.
Are you saying Pazuzu is not a sexy name? Come on. All right.
So as we
Okay, go for it. Do your thing. You're shooting and running.
I'm throwing the thermite first and then shooting and running.
Okay. So just give me a couple of rolls I want to see. And are you aiming at all, or are you just shooting randomly?
I'm aiming for that area, like for Pazuzu.
So then I won't, unless you're trying to hit Pazuzu, I won't make you roll. If you're just shooting towards
I'm trying to hit Pazuzu.
Okay,
yes.
So definitely roll.
And I think, I can't remember what the roll. I think thermite was a heavy
I think it was,
it was a heavy weapon.
It was a heavy weapon. I don't think they have throw in this like they do in Call of Cthulhu.
But all of the grenades have the stat next to it.
Yeah, so just roll whatever.
48 under 51.
Nice. Okay, so you hit the area, and that was for the thermite, and then go ahead and do your gunshot.
Ooh, 18.
All right, so you hit Pazuzu twice, and this big explosion happens, and of the wind whips up, and there's like fire in the wind as it's swirling around, and it lights a couple of the cultist on fire, and they start to scream and run in all different areas. And as the flame is going down, Pazuzu notices you.
Oh.
I'm sprinting.
Okay. And it starts to fly towards you where you're at. So you're running? Can I get an athletics check?
Sure. 69.
Nice.
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 I do not. That is bad.
Oh.
All right.
Hey, if you're gonna fail a roll, do it with pizzazz.
or with Pazuzu. Okay, so you're running, and Gilmore, you're not Gilmore. I'm sorry, Nielsen, you're a little bit further ahead with the cultist, and you notice that Pazuzu is coming up right behind you, and it grabs Clem and throws him against a wall really hard, and then looks at you for a second, and you're kind of frozen there for just a minute at the door with this cultist, and then it turns and goes back towards the other cultist. Now I'm going to see how much damage a thrown to the wall Clem just took. Luckily, so far Janine's been super lucky with all of these rolls.
I've mostly avoided.
And that luck just ended. Let's see. How many hit points do you have?
I think I have the full 11 if we're
Yeah, you
saying
have
that we all
11.
got rest on the airplane.
So you get slammed up against. You now have, let's see, you take 8 points of damage.
Oh, okay.
And you are knocked the fuck out. You are completely unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
You notice this, Nielsen. You notice at this part, the fire has turned on the sprinklers, and you know that the fire department and everybody else is going to be here very soon. What do you want to do? Because you've got a cultist who's just going to run if you let them go, but then Clem's,
Yeah, I let the cultist go. He's only one dude. Hopefully it'll be fine. I grab
Okay.
Clem and I try to just kind of drag him out of the building so that we can meet everybody else. Like, we have to
Okay.
stick together.
All right, so you all get back to your van because it's a 12-Side Stories game, so there's always a van. And you notice
We
that
have no van person.
we have no
and
van
that we are
person.
severely lacking in that
we're
area.
van personless. The closest would be Gilmore if you put her in the back and put her on a computer.
Yeah.
So Marsh and Gilmore get there first. And there's this, suddenly it starts to rain really hard. And you hear the sound of what, like a slap sound, like something hard hitting the ground. And then another one and another. And you look around and it's almost like it's raining frogs with the lightning.
Oh.
But then when you take a closer look, they're a little bit bigger than frogs. They're about the size of a cat. And they have these pelican faces or pelican heads with frog bodies and bat wings. And there's several of them falling all around you.
Fucking hell toads?
This was
Fuck.
this was Dorklord Canada's idea, by the way, just so you know.
Why would you do this?
What the shit is this? What in the biblical plague bullshit is this?
So, Nielsen,
Am
you
I
notice
outside
that-
yet?
Yeah, you're outside now, and you
Oh.
just get there as all these frog creature things, and they're flying around in the water, and frolicking close to you. Luckily, Clem is knocked out. So, but yeah, they have frog bodies about the size of a cat, and then these big pelican heads with the beaks and everything, and then bat wings.
Is there anything around that I can use like a bat, like a crowbar or I guess on the dock there would have been a crowbar because of the crates.
Well, I mean, my question is this. There's a lot of these things falling, and the fire department's on its way. Are you sure you want to start fighting these, or Clem's knocked out?
I just want to get Are we in the van or
No, you're right outside the van. You're watching this.
Okay, I just want to like make sure we can get to the van.
Okay. So before that, I do feel that these creatures warrant a resolve check, but not for Clem. Clem's knocked out.
12.
Nice.
That is another 81. On different dice, even.
Oh.
You need to
Oh
get rid
my
of
God,
those.
Chrissy, it's contagious.
Throw them all away.
87 on different dice.
Dice jail. Dice jail.
Yep, they're
Bye.
totally
Dice jail.
I have 4 sets out, and that's 2 that have failed me already. So that's where we're at right now. Both 81.
All right. So, Chrissy, you take 4. Jesus, I'm rolling so low. You all should be just like, but no. I keep rolling bad. And 4 for you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Or for you, Glen Coco.
4 for
You
you.
go.
You get 4. You get 4. All right. So, yeah.
And then
so
for Gretchen Wieners. Sorry. And none
jump-
for Agent Clemson.
None.
None at all. You jump into the van. Who's driving? Is it going to be Gilmore? Please let it be Gilmore.
No, I'll drive.
Aw.
No.
She almost got killed once
Killjoys.
before.
I have this picture of Gilmore trying to get into the driver's seat, and I just look at her and go, no,
Yike.
no.
All right.
I-
So you throw Gilmore out of the way into the passenger seat. Nielsen, you're in the back with Clemson, and you start to drive, and your car keeps getting hit on the roof, on the windshield, breaks a little bit as these frog pelican bat creatures keep falling from the sky. Much like it would be the same, it'd be even worse if it was raining men, because I mean, getting hit by a 180-pound corpse would be terrible. But so you're driving through this. Are you trying to drive fast or slow?
I'm trying to just drive away without dying.
Okay, I think I need a drive roll for this.
Okay.
Good thing no one asked me to drive.
A 22 under my 50.
Nice.
So critical success.
So
Beautiful.
you get out, literally the way that the storm is, it's just a huge circle over the British Museum, and all of this rain and creatures are just falling from the sky around it as the poor police officers and fire department show up to deal with whatever the hell. And you escape. Did you make it back to your base of operation? Clem finally wakes up. Clem, you are in severe pain. There is probably some broken ribs. You're pretty... the rest of you are worried about maybe internal bleeding because they hit so hard.
The hospital. I need to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
We need to figure out where that damn thing is going to. But first, and I try and get up. I'm assuming
no.
I'm laying down.
No, you're like, you try and fail.
I'm
Fuck.
sure there's a Delta Green friendly hospital nearby.
Yeah.
Any hospital, don't care.
So I take him there.
All right. So what are Gilmore and Nielsen doing then? Are you all going, or are you, the two of you, going to do something while they're gone?
Well, we're all
Somebody
in the
should get
van,
in touch
aren't
with
we?
Riggs.
But you could go. What I was saying was you made it back to your base
Mm-hmm.
of
okay.
operation. So if you're going to rush Clem to the hospital, is Nielsen and Gilmore staying behind and doing something else, or are they going to go with you?
I don't think we should split the party.
I feel like Nielsen's probably like killing herself over the fact that she had to let the cultists go, and like furiously like digging into any and all notes that she has like in their notebook about like potential like next stops that we can go after Clem is good. Just really trying to kind of buckle down because I remember Riggs giving us like multiple locations, and I'm wondering if like having a next move would be better than just kind of like waiting for Clem
For
to be better
Godot?
and then deciding. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Just getting a jump on it, basically.
No, absolutely. So you sit down and you start. Oh, go ahead, Gilmore. I'm sorry.
Oh no. If you're gonna go into what they're doing, I'll let you handle that. I was just gonna say I was gonna call Riggs while we're on our way to the hospital, but that can be done in a second.
Okay, so Nielsen, are you going to stay and you're going to jump into all this while the other three go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Awesome.
no! I will not leave them alone. I
mean,
won't leave them by
I
themselves.
can also research on the go. We're gonna be in a waiting room for forever, so
True.
I can bring my shit in like a duffel bag or something.
I'm sure like there's the Kaiser Permanente guest
Yeah.
Wi-Fi that you can use when you get there.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrible.
It's
but
going to be terrible. All right.
I understand that like
VPN.
I've made questionable decisions, and that I probably need a supervisor. I understand. I'm not offended, Agent Marsh and Agent Gilmore. I'm not offended.
Less of a supervisor, more of a bodyguard at this point.
That's
So-
all.
Clem, you feel tenderized. The best way to put it. And they, as soon as you wake up, you say hospital. You make it to the hospital and they rush you in once they take your vitals and see all the damage and immediately knock your ass out.
Oh, that's right. We're not in the States.
No. Yeah.
I was
They-
like, really?
They
They
don't.
don't have to process how you're going to pay.
Yeah. They're not worried about that. That whole universal healthcare. Who needs that? But so the rest of you are in the waiting room. It is pretty busy, as is any emergency room. You could probably go to the cafe, which is probably always open, to do your research. Nielsen, Gilmore, what are you going to do while you're waiting to find out what's going on with Clem?
I'm calling Riggs.
Okay. And before we jump to that, I just want to know what Marsh is planning on doing.
I mean, I want to stay close to Clem and, as close as they'll let me be, because I don't want to lose track of where they take him.
Give me a stealth roll. Do you want to be stealthy about it? Or do you want to be like, I need to be near Clem?
I'm not an actor.
Neither am
like
I.
Marsh is not an actor. So not that I'm trying to be stealthy, but I'm trying, because I know they're not going to let me into the operating room or whatever. But at
You're
least
just
if I
standing
can be-
behind a curtain.
never mind me. But I'm going to stay as close to Clem as I can.
So I think that's definitely a stealth roll. Because they're going behind the big red doors that no one's allowed to go. Yeah, they're not doing it in the lobby.
No, I didn't make it.
So you get to the door and you're thinking you're Pink Panther and you're just like trying to slide that door open, and you hear a nurse say, her voice sounds a bit older, and she goes, "Ma'am, you're gonna have to wait in the waiting room. You can't go back there. I'm sorry.
I'll just stand here in the hall then.
It's your parade." And you turn around and there's a older nurse there, probably in her late 70s, early 80s. She's pretty old, but she also looks like she could take you. So you're just like, okay, maybe 6 packs a day at one point in her life, you're not sure. And you have to stay there in the hall. And she's at the nursing station, and every once in a while she just kind of eagle eyes you to make sure you know that you've been caught and you will stay in the area you're supposed to. All right, so Riggs, Gilmore, you call Riggs. Hello.
We have a very, very, very large problem.
So a funny thing, I've been monitoring the London police frequencies and the fire department, and there seems to be a kerfluffle over at the British Museum. Could you all know anything about that?
Kerfuffle is a very polite word for it.
Oh, very much. Very polite.
There is a god on the loose,
Mm.
like a legitimate, a whole ass god, like a legitimate deity. I don't want to say divine being because the divine implies something positive, but there's a god. There is and there's like weird hell toads flopping around. I don't
Hell toads.
man Man, I don't know what's happening, okay?
Oh,
What do we
okay.
do? You did not prepare us for this.
We did have a 2-year training program that you showed up for half of, but I digress. Hmm.
You can't possibly pay any of us well enough for this bullshit.
Look, and you give him all the information, and he says, the kerfuffle has hit the fan, very much so, Dorklar Canada. So here's what's going on then. You made it out of the area without being seen, hopefully. I have another team in the area that I can send in to make sure that we clean up after whatever happens. Usually, this isn't something, it's very difficult because I don't want to explain too much of it to you. I want to keep everything compartmentalized. Did you stop the cult?
We have bigger problems than the cult, so no. How do we do that?
So the cult, well, okay, we don't know what if Pazuzu was the side project, then whatever they're working on is huge, and we need to stop them. The thing is stopping the cultists before they let somebody go. Exactly how did this happen, by the way? You said someone threw a grenade towards a national treasure?
I don't recall saying any of that. All I know is we killed one of the cultists, and then blood splattered on the thing, and then I don't know about the grenade. I didn't throw any grenade. I don't know who threw a grenade. Probably one of the cultists. They were probably aiming at us.
Gilmore, take a breath. Breathe in. I just want to know who shot a gun inside a museum of national treasures. Just wondering.
All of us. We were trying to kill the cultist.
Okay.
Is that not our directive?
Well, no, it's you're right. It's probably good that you shot up a part of the British Museum. I'm just gonna let it. Okay, I will send a new team in, and they may need you as backup, but we're gonna try to seal Pazuzu back into his statue. The statue's still there, right?
Oh, I don't. We're at the hospital. Clem's really hurt.
How did Clem get hurt?
Pazuzu threw him.
And he survived?
Well, so far.
I mean, that's impressive, at least. I mean,
I think so. You know how whenever drunks are in car accidents, they're more likely to survive because their bodies stay loose and they don't tense up?
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think of Clemson as the loose kind of dude. I think that he's jacked up on monster drinks and possibly steroids. I'm just going out on a limb here, but steroids, monster drinks, and flying helicopters seems about the. Like if it was the 80s, he'd be doing literally mirrors of cocaine. So I mean that's at least growth, I think.
Well, I'm just gonna say if he's doing coke and he's not inviting me, we're gonna have a chat if he gets out of this.
Okay,
But anyway,
don't tell your boss about your love of coke, okay?
what the fuck are you gonna do? Are you gonna fire me? At this
can't
point,
now.
go ahead.
You're in too deep. I can't pull you all out. I need you to find this fucking cult and stop them. That's your job.
Okay. So you're sending another team in. We're gonna help that team.
Yes.
But what do we do about Clem? I don't know that they're gonna be able to walk.
Well, stay at the hospital, see what happens. If we need you all, we will call you in.
Okay.
But I'll send in a second team. We'll see if we can stop the raining frog creatures from hell or whatever you're talking. That's why you don't blow up or whatever you did. Okay, so
In the meantime, what do I do about the cult? Like, what do we do?
Well, obviously, if you destroyed the information they were trying to get, they're going to try to find an alternative way to get the power they need to cast whatever summoning spell they're casting. So we need to... Go ahead.
Do I still have the paper that I grabbed?
Now, I'm trying to remember. You grabbed the paper. Did you, destroy it or no?
I don't think I had the chance.
Yeah, okay. So yes, you still have the paper.
And that was the summoning spell translation, right?
Yeah. The dude
Riggs.
was writing it all down.
Riggs,
Yes.
I think I have the summoning spell. Is it in English or is it in
For
Russian?
fuck, don't read it.
I
Don't
wasn't
read it.
going to.
You were totally gonna. Come on.
I wasn't going I just, can I read it? Is it?
I'm gonna say no because it's in an ancient language.
Okay.
It's probably in a very like Sanskrit or some bullshit. They didn't.
Good
have...
news, Riggs. I can't read it even if I wanted to. Relax.
Oh, thank God. The last thing I need is a hospital to explode because you decided to read a spell in the waiting room. So you need to destroy that spell.
But what if I can use it to figure out what they're gonna do next?
All right, look, give it to Nielsen. Have them take a look at it.
Okay.
If there's anything in there that's useful, then you can use it. But remember, magic is horrifying, and you should avoid it. But
No shit.
But if you feel like there's something in there that you can use, just know that if the cult finds out that you have that, they're going to be gunning for you more than they already are.
So burn after reading. Got it.
Yes, but not at the hospital.
Oh. Okay. All right. Well, I guess let me know if we're needed for backup and we'll try and figure this out. Thanks so much for your exceptional amount of help.
I'll talk to you later, Gilmore. And then he just hangs up the phone. He's all like, son of a bitch. Candace, what is Nielsen doing?
When that conversation ends, Gilmore, I imagine you look up and I'm sitting next to you in the back seat, and I'm covered in books. There's like books everywhere. There's like 3 in my lap and like 1 in my hand and like 1 under my arm, and I'm like trying to like balance them and look through things. I have like a pencil behind my ear and like 1 between my teeth. But like it's fallen out into the book in front of me because my mouth is open this wide. I'm just like,
How many languages
you
do you know
call
again?
the boss dude?
Well, yeah, again.
You don't call him sir?
Absolutely not.
You told him you snort cocaine?
What is he gonna do?
But you guys are worried about me. Okay. All right.
How many languages can you read again?
I am fluent in 3 languages, but I imagine I could probably try to... Let me see what you have.
Here.
Dude, are you kidding me?
He has not earned the respect of sir. Maybe if he gets us out of this alive, I'll call him sir once or twice. But as of right now, Clem is in that room, maybe dying, and we've nearly been killed half a dozen times, and he isn't doing shit to help us, so he does not get a sir. He gets a dude, and he's gonna be grateful for it.
Like, Maya's face is just like bright red. Like they are just aghast, like agog, like they just flabbergasted. Like it's their brain is like melting out of their nose. Like they just don't understand at all, and they like look at the paper. Does it make sense to me?
No, but you know, if you crack open a couple books and spend the next few hours, you could probably translate a portion. It's not very long. It's not terribly long. So...
I look up at Nielsen, and I look up at Agent Gilmore. So I looked in my own notes. I believe that New York is the other city, like the last city that we kind of had on our list of like where there might be something like connected to this. Well, so I'm like, listen, I'll pivot. I found this, so I'll pivot for now, and I'll look at this situation. I imagine this shouldn't be read aloud.
No,
okay.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Riggs made very certain to warn me half a dozen times as if I were stupid. Again, this is why he gets called dude.
I read over it a couple of times and like look around the hospital recognizing this is top secret, and I just kind of tuck it inside of my little breast pocket and try to kind of keep in mind like what it is, and I start looking to see if I can translate it.
So as you're looking at it and you're starting to look up pieces of what the translation is, suddenly you realize the words start to come into your brain in Sanskrit and you understand them.
Level up. I feel very proud in this moment. I thought I had fire powers, but apparently I just am even smarter than I was before, which is delightful.
Wait, what?
So I understand this.
Oh, cool,
I
cool.
think it's a side effect of the tablet, which, by the way, I have not thought about in like hours. Can you
I'm
believe
so
it?
proud of you.
Except for
Listen.
right now.
I'm really trying. Well, I'm not thinking about it though. I'm just mentioning it. Okay, calm down. Anyway, so things are pretty good, and
Such beautiful metal.
I do understand this. I don't know why, but I do. What do I do with it?
So basically, it's a summoning spell that allows you to summon different elemental pieces. This one in particular is wind, and it allows you to open up a conduit to beings that are connected to winds, blizzards, storms, these types of things, which is very much in the pocket of what the cult has been kind of pulling together with the horn and the king in yellow and all of these other items that they're going to be using for this big thing. The other thing is it gives you a day. Now this you understand, but you don't know how. Back in Mesopotamian times, during these different ages, they didn't number the years. What they did was they would say, this year it's the year of King so and so, and then they would list all of the things he did. He built this big thing over here and did this thing and diverted the river and whatever. And so you get a sense from the name of the year and the time on the particular the time that it says something around the lines during the cold times there will be this large sun that comes up earlier than it should, and on that day is the day that you should cast the spell and you'd have the most power. And if you look up when dawns are and when the best time to do the spell, it's only like 2 days from now. So they're going to have to make a move really fast if they want to unleash this being on you.
I relay all of that to Nilsson. I relay all of that to Agent Gilmore.
Hello. Yeah,
and I feel like as I'm trying to give you this information, like I'm trying to be sensitive because like I know Clem is in the hospital and we don't know what's happening with him. But at the same time, like we are under some serious fucking pressure.
Wait, so we have 2 days.
Yeah.
Where?
I mean,
Where?
this doesn't really say, but again, the other lead I have is New York.
So we go back to the United States.
I mean, I imagine they'll probably need the final piece to this puzzle.
That makes the most sense because you all know that makes the most sense because they want to interrupt the US's ability to send weapons and aid to the Ukraine. So, remember these are SV8 agents who are running this show. So they're trying very hard to make something really horrible happen in the US that causes us to have to divert funds to it. So taking out a major city or whatever. So it makes sense that they would use whatever money or whatever. They'd have to do the thing in the US to make it happen. So let's jump over to Clem. All right. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to roll to see. They're going to do some surgery and some different stuff on you. Try to patch you up the best they can. You are not down or out, but you are in a lot of pain. And let me just... All right.
Yes.
When it's all zeros, it's really bad, right? So I just rolled all zeros for the surgery.
So you tell me, handler.
It's not good. Suddenly, Marsh, you're by the doors, and these doors break open, and you see doctors running in. All of these alarms are going off, and there's obviously something very wrong happening right now. Clem, you're on a beach and you're next to your daughter, and she's probably 25 or so. So, you leaving?
Where? And I'm looking around, kind of confused as to how I got here, because obviously the last thing I remember is throwing a grenade, frankly.
Yep.
Well, maybe being admitted to the hospital. I don't know anywhere else I'd want to go. It seems like we're in paradise.
I mean, yeah, it is nice here.
And we're here together.
True. And as she sits down, the sun and the sky get brighter and brighter, and then everything just fades. And a few moments later, a doctor comes out and says, "We've done all that we can, but your friend was too badly hurt."
Not the wine.
What? No.
There's
We got him
nothing-
out. He should be fine. You should go back in. He's tough as nails. He's extremely strong. He's got a daughter. He's got a kid. He's got a fucking kid. So you need to go back in there and try again.
We tried to resuscitate him several times. He's gone.
I don't even know what to say.
Would you... I'm really sorry for your loss.
It was just his daughter's birthday, man. Like,
Yeah, I
Nilsson,
know
there's no coming back from dead.
There's no coming back from dead that I know of, no.
you can't resuscitate him. You tried. You tried everything.
We tried several times to resuscitate him. I mean, we are doctors.
Where are his personal effects?
They're being taken down with him into the morgue.
Can we see him first before you take him down to the morgue?
Yeah,
We need to call his family. We need his phone.
Of course. Follow me. I'll take you to the room.
And I lean over to Nilsson and I go, you and I both know there is coming back from dead, but it's never pretty. It's best to leave it be.
He wouldn't do well as a monster.
No.
Disagree. I've always wanted a monster I could party with, okay? They keep trying to kill us. And apparently succeeding.
Nilsson side eyes Agent Gilmore so hard, their eyes almost fall out.
It doesn't feel fair.
It's not.
Not.
Mm.
Damn it, Janine. This is a sad
I'm sorry.
moment.
I'm sorry.
Clem, even from beyond the grave.
From beyond the grave, still a dick.
All right, so you all make it into the room, and there's his body's been covered up, but it's obvious that they cut into him a couple places, that they were trying to alleviate some of the swelling and stuff. He has a few different bags up there, and his corpse is just laying there.
Fucking mutilated him.
We did not. We did everything we could to help him.
They were working on him, Gilmore. They were doing what they had to do.
I think I stand back for a minute, like just kind of watching everyone.
I
It's weird for
uncover
me.
his face and I just look at him and go, "I'm sorry, man. I'm so sorry." You know, and I just kind of put my hand on his forehead, you know, just have like some sort of skin contact, you know, and just say, "I'm so sorry. I'll talk to your family."
Gilmore, are you saying words?
I'll make sure your daughter gets her switch. And the kangaroo pelt.
I think Nelson finally like makes their way over to Clem's body and just kind of stares at him for probably too long, just kind of going over everything in their mind. And I think I want to put my hand on his chest and whisper the words that I just read at him.
Okay. You whisper some words that you just read, and suddenly Clem opens his eyes and lets out a huge breath of wind.
An amazing deity god laced CPR is what it is. It's like CPR Ultra. How you feeling?
What am I doing down here?
Yeah, so the doctor said you were dead, and that was just not true.
And I kind of like begin to feel the injuries that are on my body, and I'm very confused.
I poke him.
I'm giving Nilsson a little bit of side eye. Like,
How did
is
I-
stuff
He's one
you
of our
shouldn't be
own.
meddling in.
He's
How
one
did
of
I get
our
back
own.
here?
Meddling in. He is one of our own, and don't get me wrong, I'm glad to see him alive, but
So, before we go much further, we have to do a few things. Everybody but Nielsen needs to make an 81 on their resolve roll, because that seems to be the way it's going. Nielsen, you're going to also make a resolve check, but it's more because you just cast a spell.
40 under 51.
Okay.
Got a 24 under 55.
Nice.
36
Woo!
under 59.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm 50 something.
71 on my 71.
Wow.
Look at us go.
All of you are incredibly calm for the resurrection of Clem. Wow. Okay.
Clem still
Pazuzu-
doesn't quite understand what's going on, to be fair.
Pazuzu
Yes.
took a lot out of us.
Yes. So the doctors are all freaking out. You're realizing, Nielsen, obviously the others are giving you, some of them are giving you side eye. Clem is like, Clem, you are back up to full health. And, but you're feeling a bit off. I will say that you feel a bit weird, like something's missing. You're not sure what. I'm sure it'll come to you at some point.
I don't feel so good. And then I throw up over the side, presumably onto somebody's shoes.
Ew. Probably mine. I
maybe
was
the
just
doctor's.
poking you.
Yeah,
Well-
Gilmore, you're covered in Red Bull residue.
I mean, would you rather be dead? I can see if I can find
No, I just what so where's Pazuzu? Where are the cultists? What are we doing?
Okay.
And I
One thing
immediately
at a
move to
time.
get up and start looking for my clothes.
You seem fine. He jumps off the table in all of his glory,
Whoa,
I
Got
do.
somewhere to be.
just free balling.
I like it, Clem, but let's get some sheet. Let's get a sheet over that.
Wrap the gown around the waist. There's no time for modesty. We need to stop this from happening to someone else.
There's always time for modesty. All right.
I would never do this to someone else.
Nilsson, what the fuck?
Listen, we all deserve a second chance. We're out here in the field fighting for our lives, making sure that there's freedom for our country, guys. Like,
Nilsson,
this is not a joke.
You just
I
had a
told
meltdown.
I told you this never ends well.
They don't appreciate you, Nielsen.
He had a good death. No offense, Clem. I am glad to have you back, but
I just want to get home to my daughter. We need to get the hell out of here.
That's all I was thinking, man. I'm sorry.
Thank you for giving me another chance. I guess. I just
You
hope
hear
it
the
doesn't wanna fuck it
sound.
up.
An ass.
You hear the sound of what's police officers making their way down the hallway.
Shit.
all right. And I pull on my pants and things immediately and start looking for an exit.
Okay. What I need is a stealth check from all of you.
I'm gonna use these ones.
21 under my 35.
Okay.
27 under 31.
Nice.
71 over 51.
42 over 34.
All right.
Put a check mark.
Yeah. Put a check.
It was
mark.
going so well. I was rolling real high.
Yep. So first Clem and Marsh make it out into the hallway. They're kind of ducking behind, so because it's a big, hospital hallway with a lot of different stuff going on, a lot of different people, and these cops are making their way down towards, or security guards or whatever. Obviously, the sudden resuscitation of someone who was clearly dead will make you want to find out what's going on. And so the two of you are fine. And then Gilmore comes out and kicks a trash can while Nielsen stumbles out and just stands there for a second, kind of dazed, and looks down at the police officers and then realizes that she's supposed to be hiding, or they're supposed to be hiding. So they look at you from down the hallway, say, "We have questions, please stop." And they start to run down the hallway towards you. What do you want to do? Remember, Marsh and Clem, they don't really see you. So you're still far enough ahead that they don't know you're there.
Do they seem menacing, or like they're coming after us because we're like intrusive? We're being intrusive.
They're definitely coming after you, to not like menacing, but definitely going to want to have a long conversation about what just happened in the.
I don't have time for that.
Oh, they found us that quickly?
They're there. They're always there. They're basically hospital police.
Oh no, I
Security.
mean, they found us in connection to
The
museum.
the
resurrection?
doctor was there in the room when you were brought back.
Oh,
You were dead. And
okay,
you
so
came
that's why
back.
they're coming after us.
Correct. That's it.
Not because of the museum.
No, the museum, not
Okay.
yet. No, that's.
I mean,
Yes.
hubris of this doctor that perhaps he couldn't have been wrong.
I know. I think we can solve this problem.
Look, most doctors truly believe that they are fallible. None of them ever have an issue with hubris. So, what do you want to do? What the two of you are on the radar?
I think I just like look at everybody and I'm like, we need to go. And
I
I just
mean-
want to haul ass. Like, just
wanna haul
go.
ass?
Like, we have shit to do. Like, I'm trying
Okay.
to have a long conversation with hospital administration.
Not like we did anything wrong. As I look at the doctor, you're the one who got me killed in the first place. You should thank your lucky stars. It's a medical miracle. As I
We'll be filing a
shift
malpractice suit.
to pull on my backpack and head towards whatever exit.
All right. So they chase after you for just a little bit, but the doctor definitely looks both perplexed and horrified at the fact that you're walking around. And you definitely is not going to be chasing you. I'm going to say that you're able to escape. Now, Nielsen has done some research and says that the only other place in their research that they can find something that's close to the same thing as what the Pazuzu spell is in a private collection in New York. But if Nielsen has that information, you're going to guess that the cult might have that information as well. So if you want to stop them, that seems to be the one of the better places to go. Or there's also Washington, which seems to be the base of the actual cult. They like to be close to the border where a lot of Wendigo are spotted year in and year out. So it's your call. What do you want to do? I'm saying you're on a plane. You get to pick where you want to go.
We already know they don't have one of the components that they need. And I kind of look off wistfully thinking of that one. Why don't we just go to their headquarters and take them out there? That way we're not chasing them back.
I think that's the last thing that they'll expect too. They're going to expect us to go after the other statue.
And they can't do it without all of them, right?
Won't they
Correct.
just be out looking for the other statue?
Not all of them, I'm sure.
They just need
Yeah, but
one
I mean,
more
how many does it
component.
take?
Just one. They just have to get
that's my concern is like if we go hit them and there's even two cultists that get to the last piece, like how many feasibly do they need to complete this circle? Like, can the two of them just do it right there wherever they find the last piece?
They don't have all the components.
But they'll be off to get it, and they want to. Agent Nielsen wants us to go to New York specifically to stop them from getting that last
No.
component.
Pazuzu was one of the components. The statue of Pazuzu, which they don't have, and they don't have the inscription because you have that.
but what
They don't.
what they're saying is that there is a replacement
Oh,
for that particular component in New York.
It's right.
So
that's the
I'm
last
hearing
piece.
two different things. I'm hearing you can.
I
either
thought it was something different that they were looking for in New York.
It's basically a substitute, like in baking. So the hope is they can find this second thing to replace the spell that they lost. The two things I'm hearing is Marsh wants to go to where they're actually located, because they're probably going to take the spell and go back to Washington State to be close enough to this creature's power base to call it forward. Or you go straight to New York, hope you catch them in the act and stop them from getting that last piece, and then tracking down Mikhail before he slips away. Those are we kind of whittled it all down to those two things.
I mean, do we think that Mikhail is at their base, at their headquarters? Because I'd say that's probably the most valuable prize. That guy.
You haven't run into him yet, so that's your best guess. But
I think that would make the most sense. And how long do we have before they're supposed to be enacting this ritual?
not
Like
long.
a day and a half.
Yeah, and that the
Yeah.
flight alone, the flight's going to take you
10 hours,
10 hours. Yeah.
maybe 11 to
So you
Washington.
land with like a day, 24 hours to stop it. And you haven't
Yeah.
slept much anyway. So things are starting to get a little loopy.
When I'm not sleeping on the plane, because I will sleep,
Mm-hmm.
I want to be doing some research on how to kill Wendigo and the folklore surrounding them.
Well,
I am
you-
also,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I am also going to secretly text Briggs
Okay.
and let him know that Clemson was resurrected.
All you
because-
get back in caps is WTF. How?
I mean, I text him the info,
Okay.
everything, because I'm pissed. Because I know, because I've been researching this stuff and doing this stuff for a while. I know what happens when people get resurrected, and it's never good.
All right. So he asks you how Nielsen is acting, and what I want you to do is I want you to make a
Nielsen or Clemson?
Sorry, Nielsen. He wants to know, actually, for both of you, because she cast the spell and you came back. So he wants you just to give you, like, are they acting any differently?
And I text him, she cast a spell. Does that sound like Nilsson?
No, it doesn't sound like Nielsen, but also we know she's an overachiever. They might have just thought that they were doing the right thing at the right time, even though it was the wrong thing.
While I agree, it's just throwing caution to the wind like that. That's not Nilsson either.
True. Shit.
Nilsson knows the protocols.
And you're on your way to stop the cult right now?
Yes.
And she wanted you to go to New York.
Yeah.
Huh. You got to keep an eye on her and on him.
I know. So far, he says he feels funny, but that's about it.
Who knows what happens to somebody's conscience after they come back, after their brain is literally dead.
I mean, otherwise, he seems like he's him. Clemson seems like himself, but
Just keep your eye on them.
okay.
How's Gilmore doing? She
I'm
seemed a
pretty
little on edge when she called and tried to blame me for the actions of the team at the museum for some reason.
You have to understand, we had just been through it. She
Sounds
was
like it.
understandably agitated.
Well,
I was agitated too, and I might have spoken the same way to you.
Just so you know, I don't have any more backup agents. So if Clem and Nielsen can't or don't act the way that they should during the operation, you may have to neutralize them.
Understood.
All right. Good luck. Let me know when you land. I love the vast cornucopia of faces that we're getting from Chrissy.
I'd like to see you try.
Meta, Marsh genuinely was starting to really like Nilsson, but you're going off the deep end, girl.
I'm trying to do what's right.
It always starts that way.
I thought you of all people would be thrilled that I'm finally seeing the light. Like I really did.
seeing the light and jumping both feet into the light pool are two different things.
That's true, but Nelson does not half-ass anything because she'd rather whole ass it, y'all. She whole asses.
She whole asses.
She whole
That's what
asses.
she does.
There's a tagline. Nielsen.
I whole ass.
I whole ass. Gilmore, what are you doing during this flight? Anything
I am
in particular?
mostly staring at Nielsen. Like, I mean, I didn't know them overly well prior to all of this, but like, I'm not even entirely certain. Like, I'm what did that hole that was put in their head do? Like, I'm not entirely sure that they are acting of their own volition right now. I'm not sure if they're being controlled by the cult to do these things. So that's what that Gilmore is having a crisis, trying to figure out what the fuck to do. And Gilmore was absolutely not going to tell Riggs, but also like is mentally debating, well, maybe I should, just to rub it in his face that I wasn't the one that fucking read it. And just having a little mental crisis, and then maybe taking a nap because it's all too much. That's what Gilmore is doing. Yeah.
As you're staring at Agent Nilsson, like I just look over at you finally after like feeling you stare at me for however many hours. And I'm just like, I haven't had a girlfriend in like 7 years. I don't think now is the time. We're professionals, Gilmore.
We'll put a pin in that if we survive this. Maybe I'll take you out for dinner. Maybe I'll introduce you to my brother. I owe him so much right now.
How did you get that out of what I said? Whatever, it's fine. It's cool. Whatever.
You said now's not
flattered.
the time. Maybe later.
I'm very flattered. Thank you. And I just like go back to like my face in the books, like trying to just research as much as I can. Trying to ignore the dirty looks I'm probably also getting from Agent Marsh.
Then fucked up AA run.
I'm also gonna look over at Clem. Does he look normal? He doesn't like have frost crisping over him or anything, right?
No, there's no frost crisping. He looks like, so far Clem has acted relatively normal, but there does seem to be something off. You can't put your finger on it.
I'm gonna sidle over to Marsh. Do you think when we get near the cult, Clem's gonna turn and act against us?
Let's hope not. Right now, anything is possible. Just be observant, be aware, and that's all we can do.
I'm not good at either of those things.
Stay off the drugs and you'll become better at it.
I don't think that there's a single drug in this world that can be more trippy than the things we've experienced in the past 24 hours. So, I never saw hell frogs on acid. I saw a lot of things.
We just need to stick together and have each other's back.
Well, to be fair to Nielsen, that's exactly what they did.
No, I know. I know she thinks she's doing the right thing, but magic is nothing to be messed with. It never comes out quite how it should, ever. It costs something. It's never like, it's not free, is what I'm saying. It has to take from somewhere to give you what you're looking for. So what has it taken? That's what I want to know.
Me too.
Clem, what are you doing during this flight?
I think Clem is just having a very fitful sleep. And like, if you glance over at him, like reclined in the seat, there's never a moment where he's still. Like, his eyes are rolling underneath his eyelids.
Big time REM sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So you all get to Washington and you start to head towards the area that you believe that it's near the border, in the middle of nowhere, classic, like where a cultist would be. And before you hit the tree line, you hear your phone go off, Clem. It's a number you don't recognize.
Go for Clemson.
Daddy?
Oh, sweetheart, whose number are you calling from?
You don't recognize who the voice is.
Who is this?
It's your daughter? What are you doing?
I'm at work, sweetheart. Where's your mother? What?
You sound weird. Are you okay?
I could say the same for you. Are you a little sick or something?
No. You don't know who this person is.
Sweetie, I'm in the middle of something right now. I've gotta go. And I hang up.
Okay.
It's a different number from her number, or
You don't remember her.
so do I remember that I have a daughter at all?
Nope. She's not in your memory or your family life.
And I kind of just look at the phone and put it back in my pocket, filing that away to deal with later. Somebody just called me. Well, anyway.
Who?
You suddenly realize that there's this
Don't know.
huge black hole in your brain where a life should be. Like you remember bits, like you remember skills and pieces of things, but you don't remember people.
She called me her father. Oh, I can't remember anything while we're here right now. And that's even,
Can you give me a resolve check?
oh boy, can I. 74.
What is your current
51
resolve?
is my current.
Oof. All right, I gotta look something up.
Uh-oh.
My max is 63.
Okay, maybe I fucked up. Just a little bit.
I
Alright.
go and lean against the tree and hold my head in my hands, trying to
Protocols.
remember anything.
All right. Suddenly, the fact that your entire life is missing from your head and from even your soul. So someone called you daddy, that says that they're your daughter, and you didn't have any feelings of memory or anything like that, hits you really hard. And you realize what was lost when you were brought back from the dead. And you start to scream and yell like you're trying to shout at the heavens to give you back whatever you lost. Even though you don't know what it is, you know something's missing. And you go full head-on running hard into the forest where the cultists are. And that's where we're going to end this particular episode.
Never to
of
be heard from again.
Operation Ice Pick. Please join us next week when we have our huge finale. This all
Wes.
wraps up. What?
It's very stressful.
Guys, I've got one job. That's it. One job.
And
So
it
anyway.
stresses us the fuck out.
Look, I don't take any enjoyment in it.
I just
Anyway,
want to let everybody know, just a friendly reminder, I did not tell him to go into the forest. I did not.
so
And yet, this still seems like it might be a little bit your fault.
Maybe a little bit, but
Do you
not a whole bit.
do you want to know how many points you lost?
I do.
20.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Clemson is gone. That is
Oh, no.
less than half.
Yeah. You're
Wow.
in the forest.
Never to be heard from again. Literally. Yeah.
Well, I tried.
You should just be grateful he didn't attack you.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still another episode.
All right. Well,
Fuck.
so yeah. This was a great game in my opinion. I know it is very anxious for the rest of you, but to me this was a pretty cool game. And I'm really glad that so here's the problem, chat. 3 of our players live elsewhere, far enough away that it will take them a few days to get here to kill me. But Michelle, who I've been married
One
to
of
for a
them.
long time, and who watches a lot of true crime shows, so she knows how to make my body disappear and they'd never fucking know.
They'd never find it.
Yeah.
I got $500 on that.
I'm just saying, if I'm not here next week to finish the story, I'm sorry. I've made mistakes. I upset Chrissy, Candace, and Janine and Michelle, and it's totally my fault. But you were
You're
entertained.
gonna get what you deserve, buddy boy.
He had it coming.
Yeah. Artistic differences for sure.
All right, so where can we find all of you wonderful, talented actors? Let's start with...
In the state hospital. Hi, I'm Janine, also known as Blips and Chits on Twitter. You can find me there. I've got a couple of shows coming up next month that I'm very excited about. But next week I will be on Under the Table playing Lady Blackbird, Captain. So tune in for that for the next 3 Mondays, and another surprise-ish thing the Monday after that. But follow me on Twitter and I will tell you all about it.
Awesome. Chrissy.
Hi, I'm Chrissy in Color. You can follow me on Twitter and keep up with what I'm doing, which as of right now isn't too much. I've got some stuff recording over the next few weeks, but I don't know when it's going to come out. So that's definitely a, hey, follow me on Twitter. But besides that, you can find me here every Tuesday, and I'm hoping to start streaming a little more on my Twitch channel. It's all on my card on my Twitter. Just go to my Twitter. You will see the things. But yeah. That's me.
Awesome. Candace.
Hi, I'm Candace. You can find me on Twitter at @ThatCandaceGirl and on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube at Candace the Magnificent. I am going to also try to stream more on my Twitch. I said I was gonna, and it's already almost halfway through the first of the year, and I have not. So gonna really try to get that together. I also do the occasional ukulele concert. I'm going to try for one this Friday. We'll see what happens. I don't know. And you can find me on some upcoming games. So there'll be a podcast that 12 Sided is going to be putting out eventually, that you can find me on there, as well as GMing over at Crossroads Games, as well as doing some APs with them. I also am going to be next Wednesday on Live from the Apocalypse in Vampire Records, which is a Buffy the Vampire Slayer game set in like an Empire Records kind of world. And there's some other stuff that I am forgetting about that's important. So please follow me on Twitter, because that's where I'll post about it.
Awesome. Michelle.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and you can find me on Twitter and Hive at Michulu, Machulhu. You can find me on Discord as well. It's Michulu with some numbers after it. I don't remember what they are. But you can find me under the 12-Sided Stories umbrella on Discord. Oh my God, my brain tonight. You can also find my music. I know, right? You can also find my music and Wes's amazing sound effects if you subscribe to the Plate Mail Games catalog through the Battle Bards app.
And I'm Wes Otis. You can find me at PlateMailGames on Twitter. You can also find me on Hive, but to be honest, I haven't been on there that much. We are literally everywhere now. We're on TikTok. We're on YouTube. We're all over the place. I actually have to add a couple of new things. We're on Facebook down below. So check out all of our stuff. We have a podcast, like Candace said. We have a new show for Swords of the Serpentine called Bookhound Bounty Hunters, which is a bunch of librarians who go out and get overdue books, and sometimes they have to kill if the books have been gone for too long and are worth more money. And there's a lot to it. It's a fun concept, and we had a lot of fun. So that comes out in I believe the beginning of February, as soon as Unquiet Blood Hellfire is that finale. That's going to be a huge finale. It's an hour long and a lot of fun stuff. So if you haven't checked out Hellfire yet, definitely check that out. And thank you so much for watching. I know it was an emotional roller coaster. And we appreciate you staying through the thing, and we will see you next week for the finale, because at this point these agents have had taken as much as they're going to take, and we're going to see whether or not they survive. I honestly didn't think that Clem was going to make it, or that
if you survive.
Yeah, if I survive. Janine doesn't live far from me, I'm realizing. I mean, it's literally
Double
a 6
tap.
hour.
It's a train
drive.
ride.
It's a train ride. She's here, and And she's married to Kiwi, and then they work together with Michelle.
Kiwi goes
and
for the kneecaps.
I'm gone. So just know if I'm
From
not
the other
back
room. That's
here-
right.
If I'm not here, it's it's their fault. All right.
There are at
so-
least 3 suspects.
There's at least it was Kiwi
Was
in
it
the library
Kiwi in
with a crowbar.
Crowbar.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So thank you all so much for watching. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.